Eskom's load shedding is not only interrupting the workday, but also the water supply. In the Theewaterskloof municipality in Cape Town, Caledon residents are battling under the pressure of securing water for household use. They say last week was challenging as they would go hours with dry taps. Newzroom Afrika's reporter Nasiphi joins us live with more of these details. Nasiphi, a very good afternoon to you. The impact of load shedding is really having a major ripple effect.
A major ripple effect indeed, Mpho. I mean, we speak about how load shedding affects one, which is lights off and not being able to be productive. But also imagine your taps also running dry due to load shedding. And that is what this municipality, the Theewaterskloof municipality, is currently faced with, but particularly in Caledon. But I am joined by the acting municipal manager, Boy Mangobangubo. Thank you so much for your time. But we understand that this issue has been going on for about 2 weeks. What is the issue? We understand that it's due to load shedding, but paint a picture for us, the main reason behind it.
Thanks, Nasiphi, and good afternoon to all your viewers. So the issue around electricity in terms of Theewaterskloof stems mainly on two faults. You'll see that we've got our reservoir behind us, which needs electricity for us to be able to pump water into the town, which lies a bit below where we are now. The moment we don't have electricity, it means there is no water in terms of the pressure that we're able to pump in. So there'll be water in here at times, but we're not able to pump that into the town. However, there is another ripple effect in terms of we receive 60% of our water from Overberg Water. They zone for load shedding where the dam is in a different zone to where we are. So, for instance, when they have been load shedded and we do have electricity, they can't pump water up into us. There are times when we are load shedded and they've got the capacity, they pump the water up, but we don't have the infrastructure because it's not on to be able to withhold it. So it's those two things. But we as a municipality really have gone above and beyond to activate our emergency procurement plans to try and safeguard the issue, because if there is no water in Caledon, we get inundated by all of the residents who complain they don't have water, they're not able to run. And we've got an SAB factory, which is the largest producer in the town. And if they don't have water, they're not able to produce any of the SAB products. So we then have gotten generators via an emergency procurement process, which we are leasing. We're leasing them initially, it's just for a month. However, looking at the realities around Eskom, we don't think there's going to be a solution around the load shedding in the next 3 months. So we need to then go back. We had a management meeting this morning to see how we can try and submit a Section 29 budget that can basically have an adjustment budget that looks at trying to incorporate all the expenses we're incurring at the moment, which is diesel for the generators, because they're needing to run, as well as the fact that we then need security. There's another issue around here of vandalism, of theft and things of that nature, so we've needed to hire security points at each of the generators.
There are obviously these contingency plans that you speak of, the generator and the water tankers that go into the community when there is no water or coming out of the taps. But for how long are you able to sustain this?
Another difficult one, because if it were by us as the management of the municipality, we would have this ending ASAP, as in yesterday. However, the reality is we don't have a deadline in terms of for how long we can sustain it. All we can do is trying to be prudent in terms of MFMA and PFMA to ensure that whatever expenses we incur now, it's within line. And that's why we need to pass the Section 29 budget, so that we allocate budget for it. However, the sooner we're able to wrap this up, the better for the municipality, because we are rerouting money that's meant for other services, delivery-related events, or infrastructure that we're now moving in order for us to be able to accommodate this. But water is definitely a need, and that's why we've now prioritized that.
And just throwing it forward, obviously the issue of load shedding is something that's going to continue for quite a while. There are a number of municipalities that are looking at independent power producers. Is that something that is on the cards for this municipality?
100%, Nasiphi. Last week we had our strategic session with council, which was run by the mayor of the municipality as well as council. It was very fruitful, because part of what we were discussing over 3 days, was our energy mix. We have got sunlight for most of the day, we've got wind at night. How do we maximize on that in terms of our energy mix so that we can take advantage of that, have solar panels up and running in the towns? We've got wind turbine farm, which is not very far from here. How do we leverage throughout all of those infrastructures to ensure that the town benefits? So that's the conversation we're having at the moment. However, we're embarking on our IDP process now, which basically is consultation with all of the wards that we've got in the municipality and seeing what the wards' needs are so that we can incorporate that into our IDP, which is beginning now.
And the current infrastructure that you have, I mean, we spoke to some residents highlighting the aged infrastructure that this town has. What kind of impact does that have in the situation that you are currently facing in regards to load shedding and being unable to provide basic services, which is water?
So with our infrastructure, we sit with an issue where the town, if we look at Caledon, for instance, the town was designed and built to have a Mount X of residents. The Mount X of residents has quadrupled over time. However, the infrastructure has not grown to try and take into account the increased number of residents we now have. So what we've done is that we've done a conditional assessment in terms of our infrastructure, which has said to us we need about 1.9 billion rand, give or take, to be able to do a complete overhaul of our infrastructure and ensure that we've got one that is dependent and responding to the needs of the people. The reality is we don't have that money. The reality is you can't go to one particular place where you can receive that money. So we've decided to do an application on the Bulk Infrastructure Fund with the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Mr. Senzo Mkhulu.
Thank you so much. We'll have to leave it there. Boy Ngobo there, the acting municipal manager of Theewaterskloof municipality here in Caledon, painting a picture for us in regards to the current situation that this town is facing in regards to the effects of load shedding to their water supply to residents and also their contingency plans, including future plans to ensure that they do not find themselves in a situation like this in future.
Very well, Nasiphi Same, we leave it there for now.